episode of Blind Grilling. Today we're going to be cooking up some tri-tip. One on the Mini Max and another one on the large big green egg. We're going to do two different styles, two different ways of cooking the tri-tip, but one thing we're going to do for certain the same is some 441 South Fat Henry's Classic Rub. We've already put some on this particular tri-tip earlier. I'm just going to hit it one more time. It's been sitting most of the day for at least about 4 hours. Put a little extra on here. We're going to put this one on the Mini Max, and we're going to slow smoke it to a much more of a done temp, and then we're going to grill the other one along with a side on the large. So stay tuned for the rest of this cook. It's going to be a good one. So folks, what we've got going on here is some baked potatoes that we're cutting up, and we're going to be making a smoked Au Gratin cheesy potato. And we're actually going to do it in such a way that our tri-tip, as we cook it, it's going to be dripping into our potatoes. And so we've got to do a little bit of improvising today, but our plate setter broke. Ah, what a bummer. It happens occasionally. Actually, the first time I've ever had one break on me, but you know, when you drop it, what do you expect? So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting up these potatoes and get in here. And what we've got, you can see they're not too big of a potato, but we're doing 7 of these smaller size potatoes. So we're going to finish cutting these up. We'll get them in here, and then we'll come back in just a minute. And we're about to pull off the slow smoked tri-tip, and we're about to put on into the large the Au Gratin potatoes and our other tri-tip. So folks, we got our potatoes cut up, and we got them inside this little pan. And right here I've got a blend of various cheeses. We've got a little bit of mozzarella that we've put in here. Some white cheddar, some mild cheddar, and a little bit of Monterey Jack. And so we're just going to dump this in here and spread it around. Alright. We'll kind of mix this up a little bit in just a minute, get it down into those potatoes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a cup of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to pour a cup of that whipping cream in there. And then, let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright, just kind of, just to make sure it gets down in there. Okay. And then finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to top it with some breadcrumbs. Just a light coat across the top. And then finally we got to go back in and get a stick of butter. But I'm going to take and cut a stick of butter and put little pats across the top here. And it'll be ready to go onto the smoker. So we'll be back in just a minute putting it on the smoker and getting the tri-tip over so it can drip and add a little bit of extra flavor. Alright folks, we are kind of placing our butter right here on top. We did go ahead, it seemed like with as much cheese and potatoes as we got, maybe the 1 cup of heavy whipping cream wouldn't quite be enough, so we got some half and half, and we did about a half a cup of half and half in here as well. So what I'm going to do now, we've got the large egg sitting at 250. Like I said, I was going to do this in an aluminum pan down on the plate setter, but our plate setter broke. So, I'm going to improvise a little bit. So I'm going to do that, just direct heat 250. I'm going to stick this right on top, right there. And then I'm going to grab our tri-tip. And one more thing too, on those potatoes, the seasoning, like we're using Fat Henry's seasoning on this tri-tip, which is seasoned really nice. You can add that to those potatoes as well. But we're going to let that juice drip. There we go. Close this down. And we are about now to pull off our other tri-tip that we slow smoke. So stay with us and we'll be back to do that. This first tri-tip has reached internal temp of 170. Now I know a lot of folks are like, oh, that's like running tri-tip. Well, we're not doing it like a steak like we normally would. I'm trying to grab that probe. Oops. You can get a good picture, a good shot of that. How's it looking?
Good.
Looking
it
good?
Browner.
Yeah.
In person than it does on the video.
Yeah. All right. So let's pull that out. We're gonna wrap this tri-tip up. I'm gonna set it in our Cambros and let it rest. In the meantime, we're going to let the other tri-tip and that Au Gratin potatoes cook, and we'll come back to check on that when it's... This second tri-tip, folks, has reached an internal temp of 133 degrees. Now, we're working on what will in essence be... See that right here.
It's not all the way on the foil.
Is not?
The V-back side.
Yeah. Okay, it'll be fine. Alright, and then we cover up this mac and cheese real quick. Mac and cheese. Au Gratin potatoes. Oops. Oh yeah, it's down a little bit. Right there. Woo! Hot. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take this. I put a little trivet inside my Cambros. So I'm going to take this over here. Put it inside the Cambros on this trivet. Let it rest a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to do now, folks, is we're going to get this egg up to a much higher temp. In fact, I'm going to take this flame boss off for a reverse sear. And so we're going to bump this up to about 550, 600 degrees. We're going to reverse sear this, and then we're going to take it inside. We'll slice into it and be ready to eat. So folks, we've got here on the cutting board our smoked tri-tip, and we're going to just slice just real nicely into that. Wow, that's awesome. We got some asparagus here in front of me. We've got our potatoes au gratin over here, but you know, if you're going to look into that meat and see, and then this one we did, it's still pretty warm. We did that reverse sear on this cut of meat. Let me go ahead on this tri-tip. Over here. Tell you what, I gotta do. I gotta taste it. Wow. That's so good. We'll slice this one. This one's be more of a medium, but wow, just you can see it's juicy, so tender. It's nice, just goes right through it. It's the end, but oh wow. That is some good meat. Tri-tip is really, as I'm finding out, a lot more versatile than I realized it was to begin with. So, folks, you got to try it. We're going to dig into the potatoes au gratin in just a minute, but I appreciate you watching Blind Grilling. And remember, if you're looking, you ain't cooking.